Welcome back to another season of Live from Rocket Hall. My name is Floyd, continuing to bring you more of what our area's artists have to offer. To kick off our second season, we're bringing you a band from the Mitten. I first heard of them through their lead single, Kinda Like the World, and I knew I just had to have them on the show. Playing 4 songs from their new album, Strange Things Change Brings, we are live from Rocket Hall with Remnants.
adrenaline runs through my mind. Looking at my body, but never my mind. If you're burning all of my books, just burn up my eyes, 'cause I might as well be blind. There must be a reason. It could be the season. Oh, must be some treason. To see is believing. Oh! Who would have known the things I said would repeat all night inside your head? I just would have said something else instead. Bright lights flash right on by. Just should have caught someone else's eye. I was stumbling drunk, I couldn't see the light. Strange things change brain. Oh, it's okay. There's fire lining the coast. You can't resuscitate a ghost. So sit back and desire. You can sit back and desire what you've missed the most. Lonely hours, yeah, lonely hours. You don't have to be alone. You don't have to be alone. You don't have to be alone. Time has come to run. It's so much easier said than done. Abandoning all you know, plunging into the unknown, plunging into the unknown, plunging into the unknown. This spell's worn off, and I'm slipping back into who I much easier said than done, abandoning all you know, plunging into the unknown, plunging into the unknown, plunging into the unknown. This spell worn off, I'm shrinking back into who I once was. I must be lost, I must be God. Lonely I, so lonely I. I'm sweaty. A sweaty guy. Sweaty, hairy man. Put this in the show.
Done looking at himself. Is you ready?
I can't make sense of the past. Well, I can't make sense of the past. Everything's spinning too fast. Everything's spinning too fast. But so long as I'm still breathing in, but you have to be there. honest and direct. All my friends been, my friends been thoroughly conditioned. All my friends been, my friends thrust forward and commit. All my friends been, friends inch close enough to grasp it. All my friends, all my. Caught in the cycle of using each other. We can't help but laugh, though we're losing each other. Might just be for the best, might just be for the best. Oh, oh. We're caught in the cycle of using each other. Can't help but laugh, though we're losing each other. Might just be for the best, might just be for the best. We're caught in the cycle of using each other. Can't help but laugh, we're losing ech other. Might just be for the best, might just be for the best. Yeah,
Hi there. Welcome back to Live from Rocket Hall. You just heard Remnants rock the dang out of Rocket Hall. And funny enough, I'm here with Remnants at Rocket Hall. Isn't that crazy? These four really goofy guys. Yeah, I don't know. I'll keep it honest with you guys. I feel like every single band we have on this show just makes this show better. And you guys like really brought the house down for the first production.
Exception.
Exactly. First kickoff. You guys kicked off our second season, so that was very much a job well done. But I have a question for Mike, and you did kind of talk about this. You played in Seating the Dead, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, it's a much different sound than Remnants. My question is, how did you guys all kind of come together?
So these guys picked me up in September 2022. I was kind of advertising myself on this website called Bandmix for session work. I was trying to make some money on the side. These guys shot me a message, and I jammed with them for a bit, and eventually they just picked me up as a full-time member.
Yeah. How'd the rest of the band kind of come together? If any of you guys would like to put your input on it.
Well, the rest of the band, this band was a lot different once upon a time, I'll tell you. This band started in 2020. With me and Jude and a bunch of other people from our high school that were good friends, but not exactly what we needed in musicians at that time. So we reformatted the entire group in around fall of 2022. We added Michael over here from Bandmix, and I knew Nathan previously from a different band that we were both in. The band was dicey, don't look it up. But me and him formed a bond that he was the first person I called when we needed a guitarist. So it's me, him, Nathan, and Michael. It's been going since 2022 now.
Super cool. It was dicey.
It was dicey.
I could speak on that a little bit. I from my area, there's not too many local musicians, at least that I knew, and I kind of got out there with some of my own personal work and ran into that old band that he's talking about. And we tried that out for a good year or so, and it just kind of fizzled out. But we knew what intentions we had with music, and we took that over to Remnants. So I ended up joining with him and Jude.
Yeah, not to talk bad about my old bandmates, by the way. The music wasn't the best, but those guys are good guys. We had good times. So
For sure.
We're here now, though.
Yeah, that's all that matters is good times. Good times, good music. Yeah. I feel like I could kind of pick out a lot of different influences in it, and I definitely get a lot of the jamming out of it. But what do you guys kind of take inspiration from creatively when you're approaching your music?
Well, we take inspiration from a lot of different genres. We try not to encapsulate or box ourselves into a certain genre. I mean, we've been advertised from everything from indie to alternative rock, just a whole different bunch of stuff. But really, we're just influenced by a lot of stuff. Me, myself, I've been influenced by all sorts of classic rock from the 60s, 70s, 80s, like everybody else. Interested in jazz, interested in old classical composition. Jude here is interested in more like a heavier side of music that is brought in his way.
How do you bring that in, Jude?
Well, especially with my bass playing on the low end, the low register, I like to thump away on our songs. A lot of it is a little more delicate sometimes, but you'll really hear it when we get to that louder dynamic range. I'll bring that. But, you know, I grew up listening to punk and metal. My parents raised me on that. But, you know, in the recent years, I'd say the last 5 or 6 years, I've ventured into more indie alternative, the softer side of the rock genre.
I got you. You guys got any, like, picks, any, like, choice picks that you would say really kind of form you as musicians?
I was really inspired by Tim Kinsella's outfit, Joan of Arc. It's a indie project. It ended in 2020, but I guess I got in Cap and Jazz, which was an old band of his. That's just one thing that...
Good band.
Yeah, that's one band that I was really, really influenced. But then Joan of Arc was a lot more indie and experimental, and they would just go on stage with like 8 triangles and a bunch of different stuff, but it sounded good, and that really piqued my interest. So stuff like that, Joan of Arc, anything, David Bowie.
I'd say Pink Floyd.
Pink Floyd,
Yeah,
for
you
sure.
You can take a
For all
lot
of
from
us.
Pink Floyd, some more current time.
Little Jimmy Scott. Listen to Little Jimmy Scott.
Nathan, how about you? You got some choice picks?
You know, I grew up, obviously your legendary guitarists like Jimi Hendrix. A big one for me was Mike McCready, with just the heavy blues influence from Pearl Jam. And that stood with me just throughout the grunge era. And I kind of bring a little bit of that old school, heavier grunge, bluesy type of aspect to our playing. Yeah, I know we do have some different styles for sure. I said Pink Floyd. There's a lot of cool bands I think that we are inspired from, and we all kind of push for just that common sound of good sounding, what feels good inside, what moves you. You know, that's what we all push for. So that's myself.
Mike?
When I was learning to play drums, I used a lot of Led Zeppelin songs. Every drummer loves John Bonham, a huge influence on me. So I learned a lot of Zeppelin songs, learning how to play drums, and then I picked up my ability with speed, learning like punk songs, like Green Day, Blink-182, stuff like that. And then I like to bring that power into the Remnants sound, but then mix it with the technicality of Craig Reynolds. He's a drummer for this hardcore group called Stray from the Path. Check them out for sure. So I take a little bit of all of them and mix it with my own style, and then I bring it to Remnants just to give it my own little personal touch.
Super cool stuff, guys. Super cool. You guys said, you've been a band since about 2020? Right?
In some iteration.
In
yes.
some iteration.
Different formations, yeah.
Different formations. I got you. But you played around,
Mm-hmm.
right? What's your favorite gig memory? What's like your most memorable
Dally
gig?
in the Alley.
Yeah,
That was
Dally in
huge.
the alley. It was a huge crowd, just right on Wayne State's campus, just everyone shoulder to shoulder. We love playing in front of big crowds. The energy is great. You know, it was a pretty long set, but it felt like 3 seconds just because the adrenaline was pumping.
Yeah, you could look out there and see like a little sea of people. You know, that was for sure one of the biggest shows we've played so far, festival-wise, and yeah, that was a cool one.
Super neat. Super neat. This is one of my favorite questions to ask. What is your preferred temperature at the gig? Perfect temperature. Hot.
I like to be sweaty. I think it was... I don't know if it was Little Richard, but it was someone around that time. Oh, no, it wasn't Little Richard. I forgot his name, but it was a performer like that who died in like 1969 after he would always go on stage and put a salt tablet in his mouth so that he would get really dehydrated and sweat because he said, the ladies love it when I sweat. This is the way to go. He died because that's not how you handle your health. But, hey, I like being hot and sweaty. Like today, I was just drenched, and it makes me go crazy. I love it.
I prefer a club with a nice HVAC unit.
Like, so we're saying like 60, low 60s? Right? Low 60s.
and lower.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, I'm there with Jude. We've been there on some of those hotter summer days, and you get stuck loading the gear up the stairs
That
and around the
sucks.
corner
That
and then
does
another
suck.
corner and then a couple other corners and then you're about drenched by the time you get there to play. So yeah.
Some of these older venues we play at, the Token Lounge specifically in Detroit.
Cold out.
The Token Lounge has these old halogen lights directly above the drummer's platform. So it's like I got the power of the sun directly above me. I prefer anything but that.
Those
Yeah,
can
the
be
Blind
brutal.
Pig in Ann Arbor too. So just don't wear a sweatshirt to those gigs.
Good to know. I'll keep that definitely in mind. How was the recording process for your album, Strange Things Change Brings?
Hectic, for me at least, because I'd get off work, drive an hour north to Detroit for recording. We would do our sessions. But it was a lot of fun. At least it was for me. I don't know what you guys were doing, but I had a lot of fun.
Took a long time, but it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, being the producer of the record, it was real hectic because I was kind of calling shots and like telling and I am the most unorganized person ever, so I would never take on a real like producing or directing role except for when it comes to my music. And I think it was a thing where you could go in there and it could be work or it could be fun, and we tried to make the best of both worlds. I feel like we ended up sitting on the record. We recorded it in May of 2023. I said this before on different television shows, but we actually ended up releasing it in June 2025. So it took 2 years because there was some technical difficulties and stuff. There was some slow eras, but the actual recording of it in the studio was very fun. We got a lot of new layers and sounds that we hadn't gotten before, such as like a real Steinway grand piano on the record from the 1800s, real Wurlitzer, we have violins, we have flutes, and it was awesome.
Yeah, I love the saxophone that kind of comes
Yes.
in on kind of
Mr.
like the
Paul Johannes plays
Yes.
it.
And shout out to Willis Sound where we recorded the bed tracks for that. It's the most beautiful studio I've seen. It's in Willis, Michigan. Probably about 45 minutes outside of Detroit.
Yeah, that's super cool. Guys, got any future plans after this? Playing around, recording any new
Like go
songs?
home and eat something.
It sounds like
and,
Waffle House is the move after this. I think
Waffle
someone
House
said that.
directly after. But for the band, we're actually going to be playing in Toledo twice in the next month. We're going to be playing the 28th at Frankie's and then the 10th at the Polish Ostrich. So stay tuned for that. I know this is going live for the university.
I don't want to put anything out there that's untrue. It's still in the planning stages, but expect some sort of another album under the Remnants name sometime soon.
Sometime soon. Yeah, well, Remnants, thank you so much for coming on live from Rocket Hall. You guys
you.
did an absolute dandy, so I was very glad to have you guys here.
Thank you, Trip.
Absolutely. Our
Thank you
pleasure.
for sure,
Yep.
for sure. And viewer, thank you for watching or listening or maybe just perceiving it in a different dimension. This new episode of Live from Rocket Hall will be back next month. We might even do 2. So I don't know, but I'll make sure that you know. But we'll be back with more Live from Rocket Hall. Thank you so much for listening. Have a wonderful day, night, wherever you are.